Hello friends, Christian here with Brick Life Crisis again. Today we're taking a look at a LEGO Star Wars set. This is set number 75188, the Resistance Bomber, consisting of 780 pieces, including 5 minifigures. This set was purchased for about 30% off through Amazon, but it was from an Amazon reseller, so it did not come from Amazon directly. And if we look closely, you can see that originally it looks like it came from Target. You can also notice that the figures included with this set do not include Finch Dallow, so this is an older version of the set. If you're not familiar with that whole thing, LEGO re-released this set without any fanfare or advance warning, and they replaced the Resistance Bomber, who is hidden behind that anti-theft tag there, with a different figure. It's the same torso and legs, but with a different helmet print and a different head. It is an ethnic head with brown skin tone rather than the lighter skin tone. That figure is called a Finch Dallow, and it is now highly sought after. I did not get that figure because, as I say, this was an earlier release of that set. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and crack it open, build it up, and see what we think. Alright, so here we have it, the Resistance Bomber. The set included a brick separator, some ammunition, 5 minifigures, and the bomber itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at each component individually, starting with these minifigures. This is Vice Admiral Holdo. This is not a bad figure, although I don't believe it belongs in this set. It's a nice hairpiece with a new color. Nice print on the back of the torso with the folds in the neckline of her robes. And then on the front we have a nice print as well. No print on the arms or legs. She comes with a medium blaster in a gunmetal gray. And she has a decent face print there. And she does have an alternate face as well. Again, I like the figure. I'm glad to have her. Although, as far as I know, she was never on a bomber. So probably doesn't really actually belong in this set. But that being said, I'm not sure what other set they would have put her in. And this is Damron in a jumpsuit. This is a pretty good print. It's a little bit different than we've seen in other sets. Nice face print, pompadour haircut. He's got a medium blaster in gunmetal gray. Bit of print around the back as well. And he does have an alternate face, which is appropriate. Again, he's a nice figure, but he really doesn't belong in this set. I would have much rather have had just another Resistance crew member to act as a gunner or bombardier. This is the Resistance pilot with a very detailed print on the front, including the torso, waist, and legs. It comes together very well with some really nice details. He also has a fantastic helmet print. Lots of fine detail there, some writing in Arabish. He's got a nice facial print there with breathing apparatus. He does have an alternative face as well without that, and some print on the back of the vest. He comes with a sidearm as well. This figure is really nice, and I'm glad to have him. This is the figure that has been replaced in the newer versions of this set with the more movie-accurate Finch Dallow. The torso and legs are the same, but the helmet print and the face are different. This is Nix Jerd, the Resistance Bombardier. This is another very well done figure. It comes with a sidearm, nice print on the torso, waist, and legs. It's the same as the one that comes with the pilot and the gunner. We have a really nice helmet print there with some really fine detail. He has a breathing apparatus, and if we flip it around, you can see the alternate face without that. And then overall, just a really nice print front and back, and a cool figure. The helmet is fantastic. And this is Paige Tico. This is Rose's sister. She comes with a sidearm, the same print on the torso, waist, and legs as the other 2 crew members. Really nice helmet with some really great printing. This helmet, just like the pilot's, has the built-in visor, which is a dual molded setup. She has a breathing apparatus and an alternate face as well. Very well done. Just a quick update. After building this set, I decided to contact LEGO to see if there was any way to get a hold of the Finch Dallow figure that is now being issued with this set. They did not send me the entire figure, but they did send me the alternate head and helmet, which is really the only difference. And let's take a look at that. Here we have the more movie-accurate Finch Dallow. As you can see, the helmet is a bit different with some light blue highlights instead of the yellow, and that rebel insignia up on top is red rather than yellow. The airbrush writing is a little bit hard to see, but it is a little bit different as well. And as you can see, we also have a different flesh tone and obviously a different face print on the front as well as on the back with the respirator. The body is identical. In fact, they did not send me a replacement body, just the head and helmet, which is fine with me. I've heard of other people getting complete new figures, which would have been cool, but I am not complaining. I'm happy to have this. So, pretty cool. Just a quick update. And here we have the bomber itself. This was a pretty complicated build, a little bit more so than I would have guessed. Certainly not prohibitive by any means, but there was more to it than I thought there was just from looking at the box art. There's a fair amount of greebling and some pretty decent play features as well. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. And here's just a little bit of greebling on the side panels. There's a lot of detail that isn't really necessary, but it adds to the overall look and feel. Here we have the thruster cluster, which helps this thing propel throughout space and fulfill its mission to bomb the enemy. Up front we have some blasters, as well as a spring-loaded shooter right up here. That spring-loaded shooter has a hidden trigger, and that is over here on the greebling. If you push right here, it launches the bolt. And here we have the rear defense. We have two rotatable cannons here, and that includes stud shooters for each of these. This little detail here is a sticker, by the way. And then we have these gun turrets back here that are gravity wells, so as you turn the ship, this will stay relatively level. These printed cockpit pieces open to the side so that you can fit your gunner figures inside, and they both open on either side. And then these guns are individually movable so that you can aim those as is appropriate. Then we have the bombardier's canopy here. You can open and close that. This is where the box art shows Poe Damron, although Poe should not be on this ship. There should have been a different minifigure included here. We'll go ahead and take a look inside the ship now. To get access to the interior, pull this part off, and that gives us access to the inside. There's the bombardier's chair, and I've used some of those peg holes there to store some weapons. There are also a couple of backpacks there. There is the navigator's chair where I have Holdo. Again, she does not actually belong in this set, but that's who came with it, so that's where I put her. And there's a better look at her navigator's area. She has a printed screen there and some sort of desk or table around her. And then again, we have a backpack on the other side. Moving up just a little bit, we can open and close each side of this compartment, and that is where you would drop the bombs to load them for your mission, and then you can close them back up when you're ready to go. Up here is the cockpit. Let's take a look inside there. The canopy piece, I believe, is the same as for the Millennium Falcon. Obviously it's a different print, however. Then you have some greebling on the front. In the cockpit, we have a really nice setup there with the three different printed control panels. And there is our pilot, and there's a co-pilot station behind him with another computer screen. That's a print. And there is a seat there, although they don't include a figure to go there. Instead, they included Holdo and Poe Damron. Go figure. And here we have the lower gunnery station. This is the same setup as the upper one. If we move the ship, the gravity well kind of takes over and it more or less stays upright. When you land this thing, that gunnery station kind of folds up and acts as an additional stabilizer. This thing is surprisingly stable when you set it down, and that's because they have added these sort of flanges on either side to help. And then it's a little bit thicker than I would have guessed. It's about 4 studs thick all the way through, and then quite a bit thicker still when you account for that. There is a little bit of weaponry up front here. As we go up, you can see the guns underneath the cockpit. This right here, the ribbed section, is how you drop the bombs. So if we pick this thing up, I'm trying to do this one-handed, if you push on that trigger with your thumb, then the bombs will drop out the bottom. Okay, so if I push on this, then it drops these bombs, and there are 6 of these included with the set. And again, when it's time to reload, you just drop them in there like so, and you're ready to go on your next bombing run. The wings are a little bit thin. It's just a single plate going across, but they are pretty stable. They're reinforced pretty well, both on the top and on the bottom, as well as right at the wing level. So they're pretty stable, but they're a little bit thinner than they should be. But for a Lego build, you can't really complain, I suppose. So the retail on this set was $110 when it was released in 2017. It is commonly on sale for about $100 now. I got it for $80 on Amazon through a third-party reseller. I think it's worth $80 for sure. Not sure that it's worth $110. If you buy a brand new set, in theory, you will get Finch Dallow. Although I bought this brand new a week and a half ago maybe. It should have had Finch Dallow, but this was some older, new old stock, I guess. So this is what I got. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave us a like. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those below. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, may the Force be with you. Bye for now.